Hey, Kevin here, top 1 financial advisor, two-time author, one-time bestseller, and we are here to talk about the stock market. I want to show you, or tell you rather, give you instructions on how you can move your money from Robinhood, why you may want to consider doing that, and what are some of my favorite apps to move your money to. And I'm going to explain each of those pieces as to why I'm picking each of these apps. So I'm going to give you two, probably three of them, depending on how I ramble, right? All right. So number one, why are people upset at Robinhood? Why are people considering moving their money from Robinhood, and how do you do that? So Robinhood has a history of glitches. This is not the first time that this has happened. Early January 2020, they had some glitches. People couldn't buy, people couldn't sell. That was a red flag. When the market dropped in March and people were trying to get out of the stocks that they had, couldn't do it for a period of time. That wasn't good. That's another red flag. And then yesterday, and it's kind of crazy because time has just blown by. So I feel like it was yesterday. It probably was. Yesterday, they blocked people from being able to buy and sell some of the most popular stuff. BlackBerry, especially AMC, was definitely one of those. AMC, and the headline of the week has been GameStop. Now, why did they do that? There's a lot of speculations they're actually being sued for doing that as well. Some of it is regulatory stuff where they can't allow certain things to occur on their app. They also were not the only app to do it. Public, one of my favorite investing apps that we'll talk about, they said they came out and were clear in their communication. Hey, it's not us. It's a company called Apex Clearing. So you get your stuff through Public, it goes to Apex. Apex actually carries all that stuff out. They said Apex didn't allow us to do that. We're talking with them. When we get it fixed, we'll let you guys know. Within hours, they had it fixed. And they were very, very clear and transparent about that. Robinhood, not so much. But also the history of glitches that Robinhood has really had a negative impact on people who are buying and investing on their app. So a lot of people have asked me this today. How do I transfer my money? What happens when I do? Will I get hit with taxes? All of those questions I want to try and answer here now. All right. So anytime you transfer from Robinhood or wherever else, normally there is no taxable event there. If you got 2 shares of Apple on Robinhood and you want to move and have 2 shares of Fidelity, you can do that. No one is gonna tax you for it. You actually don't have to sell it either. You have 2 shares, you just move them over, same price, same everything. Just pick it up and put it over there. However, if you have a fractional share, normally those fractional shares are sold off. I very, very rarely, actually never in my career, have I ever seen anyone be able to transfer those fractional shares. So for example, if I have 2.1 shares of Apple, then my 2 shares will go. They'll have to sell the little $10 or $15 or whatever it was in Apple, and then you may have a taxable gain there. It normally isn't a big deal, the taxable gain, because remember, it's only on the fraction. And for you to have a fraction of a company, unless that fraction is like Amazon, then that may be something you want to look at. And by fraction, half of Amazon is $1,500. If remember, you're not getting taxed at $1,500, it's the gain from that. So if I have $1,500 in Amazon, a fractional share, and I made $200 on Amazon, then it's the $200 that I could possibly tax on, which, at most, what is that, $40, if that, right? But obviously, consult your tax professional if you feel like you're going to get hit with the tax bill because of those fractional shares. But I don't think many people here are really going to get some crazy tax bill. But again, make sure you go and consult those people. So that's what happens when you transfer. It does not matter if it is an IRA, so an individual retirement account, if you're transferring those, which I don't even think Robinhood has yet. But if you transfer those, that's no big deal at all, because those are tax advantage. So you can buy and sell all day until you actually withdraw the money, which you are not doing. You're gonna be fine. So that's the tax part of the conversation. Now, that's what happens when you transfer. Where do you transfer to and how do you transfer? So the first thing is you need to open an account somewhere else first. The reason why you do that is because it makes the transfer process a whole lot easier, because anytime you open a new account, they always want you to bring over money. Sometimes that's the very first thing that pops up is, hey, do you have other accounts? Bring those accounts over. So I always enjoy opening the account first and then pulling it over and having the new company kind of do that work for me. This is called an ACAT transfer. So you can call and say, look, I want to do an ACAT transfer from Robinhood, and you'll give them your account information, and boom, they'll go ahead and pull it off for you. It normally takes, it may be a little faster now, usually 3 to 5 business days at most. It's a very easy and seamless process. where would you go? What apps should you consider? I'm going to give you three of them and tell you why I like each of the three. The first one, I've talked about this, very open about this. I am a fan of Public. When you click my link, we both get a share. So just to be transparent there, so Public is one of my favorites. I'll talk about the advantages and disadvantages. So advantage is super simple. I do still get to do fractional shares. I love following people and learning why they're investing in stuff. You get to follow people like me. I could follow people like you, see what you're investing in as well. Disadvantage, it doesn't have IRAs. So I can't do my big money, my serious money there. I can't invest for my kids there yet. So that's a disadvantage there. So for me, Public is where I'm kind of doing some extra stuff, experimenting with some things, and also showing you guys what I like to do with my money and where I like to invest. So that's, if you're just trading, meaning you're just buying stocks and trying to do what you want to do, Public is a place for you. They do not have options. So if you're an option trader or you're trying to get crypto and trade cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, that's a different story we'll get into later. All that stuff is not there. So it is stocks only at Public right now. Still one of my favorites. I think most people should be on the stock side. Everybody shouldn't be playing with options just yet, but do what's best for you. Number two is Fidelity. That's where my serious money is. When I moved over all my retirement stuff, it goes to Fidelity. Fidelity also have fractional shares. They also have options. All of that stuff is there. Super simple, amazing customer service. If you want a full service brokerage that can do all the things you need it to do, Fidelity is probably the place that you need to be. I can't think of a single thing at Fidelity I can't do, period. They can do it all. So that's where all my serious stuff for my kids, Fidelity. Their college savings stuff, Fidelity. So that's if you need everything, you want to go to Fidelity. They have a great app, again, super easy, simple, and a great customer service, which I've been told Robinhood does not have. So something you want to consider. You could also go into a Fidelity, not bank, branch. Pre-corona, you could go into a branch in case you had any questions. They would sit down with you regardless of how much money you have. When I first walked into a Fidelity branch, I thought I was way too broke for them to talk to me. But they actually sat down and said, hey, look, here's what you need to do. Here's how you can do X, Y, and Z, and gave me a little pamphlet on how to learn more about option trading like years ago. So I really like Fidelity for their customer service and the breadth of service that you get, because they do a lot of different things very, very well. All right, so the last one that I'll bring up is TD Ameritrade. Disadvantage of TD, they do not have fractional shares, so I'm not a fan of that at all. Their interface, that app just isn't as friendly. It takes a little bit, even for me, to like figure out what I'm looking at, how do I do what I need to do, and it's not very snappy and intuitive. However, it is one of the best for traders. It is one of the best if you're into options and you're into all of the fancier stuff out there. TD is really good for that. They also have the Think or Swim app. Again, very good for traders. You can do all the stuff there. You can do your retirement accounts. You can do your 529s. Whatever you can do at Fidelity, you can also do at TD. It just looks a lot different. So I wanted to throw that out there as well. Now, none of them pay me except for Public, and that's by the shares that we both get, should you use the link that I have. But I have money at all three. Reason why I have money at all three is I have three different goals. I got the serious money, the long-term financial independence, financial freedom at Fidelity. I got some stuff I'm really building at Public, and then my fun money, trading money, do what you want money is at TD. So that's just how I personally have it. Everybody doesn't need that many accounts. I really don't recommend that people have that many. I need that many because I have to tell you how each of these apps work. So that's why I have to have it. But in any case, you go to the transfer tab, you open the account first, you go to the transfer tab, and then you'll say either ACAT transfer is the option that you want to look for, or you can put it in the search bar in the app or inside of the site. And that's how you'll pull over that money. Again, takes 3 to 5 business days. Everything will come over so you don't have to lose what you have. Some people are like, well, I bought Apple at, I'm making a number up, $50 a share. It's gone up. I don't want to lose that. You don't have to. You'll lose a fractional piece of it, which isn't that big, remember. But the bulk of it, it'll come over in the shares. Anything else that you had to sell will come over in cash. So you actually don't lose that cash either. So it's something to consider as well. All right. So that's it. That's how you do it. There are some other things I want to talk about. I'll probably just save for the Flavor podcast, which you do want to download. It's on Spotify and everywhere else. It's with me and Andre Albritton. We actually didn't predict, but we did talk a lot about what happened this week by default. Um, we just got lucky. But we will be really discussing what people are doing right now. It seems that yes, GameStop was still up, I think 67% as last time I saw. People are moving to Dogecoin, which I'm not a big fan of. We know that if you go back to January 3rd, I did a video on Dogecoin, why I'm really not a fan of it. Now, I will say this, just because I don't like it and I'm not a fan of it doesn't mean that you can't make money from it. I am more into teaching and protecting new investors. What I don't like to see, if you make money on it, I'm fine with that. Actually, I have no beef with you. But what I see and the emails that I get and the DMs that I get is, should I take everything out of my savings and put $15,000 in a Dogecoin? Probably not. But I also I'm just really want to help people and protect people. I also know from experience, I've managed $140 million. I've met more than 60 millionaires in my career. Not once did I see somebody make it by doing, high risk investments like Dogecoin, like GameStop, like AMC. Not saying that you can't make money. I'm looking at the field like that's not how most of them got there. But the reason why that's the case is a lot of people see this as more of a gamble. If you got gambling money, you are fine. If you got gambling money, you got money to throw away, that is totally fine. But if you like most people and you want to make sure that you are better off in 2021 than what you were last year, and that you're trying to set yourself up for generational wealth, you're not gonna find nobody that has been able to do it sustainably. You're not gonna find many. I'm not gonna say anybody. You're not gonna see many that have done it in this way, and that's for a reason. When people start to gamble and they get lucky, which is great for them, they keep gambling and they keep gambling until they end up losing it all. That happens to actual lotto winners, and we have tons of statistics on that. So you want to be careful. You got your money on AMC, perfect. Now you need to move it to safer investments that you can rely on, as opposed to just continuously gambling and trying to jump to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, because that's how people get burned. I don't want to see you get burned. That's my big thing. And you cannot get burned, but still get wealthy over time. You don't have to make all the money overnight and jump into whatever it is that's out there. You got people right now like, oh, I just bought AMC, I just bought GameStop, it's down or it's up. What do I do? Should I sell? How do I sell? If you didn't know how to sell a stock and you didn't know what the stock was, you probably shouldn't have been doing it. So I'm trying to look out for me and mine, and that is new investors, people trying to understand the market and want to be more confident in what they're doing and why they're doing it. So with that, that's just my spiel. I will talk a lot more about it on the podcast. I'll probably be on Clubhouse. Follow me at Building Bread to learn more as we continue to cover this story. It is interesting. I am watching it. Clearly, I'm watching it. And I want to see where it goes next. So I feel I understand. I understand both sides of it. So let me know what you think in the comments. Are you at Robinhood? Are you transferring? Are you over it? Are you following me at Public? And then what other places are you looking to invest? And let me know what you have in the comments. All right, that's it for me. Talk to you guys later. Bye.